Have you ever noticed that in the world of Gumball, some moms are so amazing they deserve a Mom of the Year trophy, while others seem like they were hired just to cause chaos? Thinking about it now, can you tell who the best and the worst moms are in the series of our beloved Blue Cat? Grandma Jojo, the first Mom of the Year, and yes, that's in heavy quotation marks, is none other than Grandma Jojo. In the Season 7 episode called The Cheerleader, Gumball and Darwin discover an old diary belonging to Richard where he wrote about his dream of becoming a cheerleader. The problem? In a flashback, we see that when Richard was younger, Jojo practically crushed that dream, calling it silly, impossible, and pointless, a true emotional cold shower. Because of this, the boys realize that their dad carries insecurities passed down through generations, and they decide to help him face those fears from the past. Determined to change this story, the whole family comes together to help Richard finally chase the dream that was cut short. But on the day of the audition, his nerves hit hard when he sees his own mother in the audience, almost losing all his confidence again. Thankfully, with his family's support, Richard finds courage, overcomes his trauma, and manages to shine. In the end, Grandma Jojo surprises everyone by showing pride, maybe for the first time ever, and even admits she was wrong. Even though she crushed his dreams in the past, she ends up happy to see her son finally achieve something he always wanted. But despite this moment of redemption as a mother, we all know that, without a doubt, she's still the worst mother-in-law in the world, at least for Nicole. Get ready, because this battle between the best and worst moms is about to get more intense than an argument in the Watterson house. And what's coming next is going to blow your mind. Margaret Robinson. And now, brace yourselves, because we've reached the official candidate for the title of Most Evil Mom in Gumball. We're talking about Margaret Robinson, a character so cruel she feels like she walked straight out of a horror movie. In the episode The Wicked, she calmly appears in the park feeding squirrels coffee-soaked nuts, which, of course, goes terribly wrong. The squirrels go berserk, start attacking everyone, and when the police show up looking for the culprit, Margaret doesn't hesitate for a second before blaming Gumball and Darwin, who end up being punished unfairly. While Darwin tries to believe she's not completely evil, maybe just a sad person who makes horrible choices, Gumball is already convinced she's basically a creature of darkness with a degree in cruelty. And things only get worse. Margaret almost runs the boys over on purpose, causes chaos even in a hospital by swapping babies' ID tags, and leaves a trail of problems and destruction wherever she goes. When the boys find an old album full of photos of her committing countless atrocities throughout her life, it becomes impossible not to wonder how many terrible things Rocky, her son, must have endured growing up with her. The result? A very strong contender for the title of Worst Mother of All Time in the Gumball universe.
Hey, you can't fight here!
Nicole. We couldn't possibly leave out the most protective, and at the same time, the most intense, mom of them all. Nicole Watterson. And to start in grand fashion, it's only fair to talk about the most protective, dedicated, and incredible mom in Gumball's life, Nicole Watterson. She's the kind of mom who faces monsters, villains, the entire universe, and even her own sanity just to keep her family safe and happy. But not everything is perfect. In the Season 8 episode, The Synthesis, we see a more embarrassing side of Nicole during career day at school. Trying to impress everyone, she goes overboard, dancing, making a scene, and completely humiliating Anais, Gumball, and Darwin in public. Devastated by the idea that she disappointed her kids, Nicole goes to cry in the bathroom and ends up running into none other than her rival Yuki, who's going through the same crisis. In a totally insane Dragon Ball-style moment, the two perform a dramatic dance and fuse together, trying to prove to their children how amazing they are as moms. In the end, the lesson is clear. Nicole doesn't need to do anything outrageous to be loved. Her kids already love her, exactly the way she is. And beyond this iconic moment, the entire series proves that Nicole is a true hero. She saves her family countless times, faces absurd dangers, and does absolutely everything for that imperfect but unforgettable family. Yuki. Continuing our list of moms, we arrive at Yuki, Nicole's #1 rival. In the episode The Riddle, she challenges Nicole to a fight, but our favorite mom refuses right away. That's when Masami, Yuki's daughter, explains the drama. When they were kids, Nicole and Yuki trained martial arts together and were even friends. Until the day Nicole defeated Yuki in a tournament. The loss was so humiliating that Yuki decided to spend years in Japan training, just so she could one day get revenge. Determined to settle the score, she starts pressuring Nicole, threatening her career and even her home, forcing her to accept the confrontation. When the big day arrives, the two face off in an anime-level battle, packed with dramatic moves and explosive rivalry. Nicole gains the upper hand, but Yuki tries to cheat by pretending to lose and attacking with a cheap shot, which backfires and causes the ceiling to collapse, trapping the kids under the rubble. The rivalry stops instantly, and both moms rush to save their children. Later, in the episode Gourmet, it becomes even clearer just how extremely competitive Yuki is. She constantly tries to prove she's better than Nicole, does everything she can to paint her as a bad mother, and lets her obsession with revenge turn her own family into a battlefield. The result? A perfect example of how pride can turn someone into a terrible mom and an impossible rival to ignore. Barbara Banana. Now let's talk about a mom who would literally do anything to protect her son, Barbara Banana. In the episode The Future, after finishing one of her paintings that shows what's yet to happen, she notices something disturbing on the canvas, a dark figure watching from behind. Not long after, we discover that this presence is Rob, who ends up kidnapping Banana Joe's mother. Desperate, Banana Joe spends an entire week searching for her non-stop until Gumball and Darwin decide to join the mission to help find her. Meanwhile, Rob keeps Barbara locked inside a warehouse, forcing her to use her powers to predict the future and help him manipulate reality, all with the goal of finally defeating Gumball. But Banana Joe's mom proves she's smarter than she looks. Instead of helping the villain, she hides clues inside her own paintings to guide the boys to her location. She even paints a portal that makes Gumball and Darwin fall straight into the place where she's being held. In the final confrontation, Rob tries to use her powers against the group, but they realize they can also change reality through art and end up erasing Rob from the story, trapping him in the void. In the end, Joe and Barbara reunite, proving that despite all the danger, she is a protective, brave mom who's willing to do absolutely anything for her family.
Here's a little tip for you. Click the subscribe button down below. That way it'll be much harder for you to miss any of our upcoming videos.
Mary Senator. And now we enter one of the most complicated cases on this list, Mary, Nicole's mother. After more than 2 decades without contact, Nicole runs into her parents at a supermarket, and the tension immediately shows that there's a lot of unresolved resentment. In flashbacks, we see Mary criticizing Nicole even when she got great grades, always demanding perfection and never feeling satisfied. On top of that, Nicole's parents never approved of her relationship with Richard, which led to constant arguments and eventually a complete break when Nicole decided to leave home. The relationship between mother and daughter was always marked by excessive emotional control. Mary tried to shape Nicole in every possible way, even going as far as interfering in medical decisions, showing just how much she wanted control over every detail of her daughter's life. Even years later, their meetings still end in arguments, but eventually, her parents realize their mistakes and come back to apologize, allowing Nicole to finally make peace with them. Even so, the impact of years of pressure and criticism made Nicole grow up feeling like she was never good enough, turning Mary into one of the most problematic and emotionally damaging mothers in Gumball. Mrs. Yondenheim. The next mom on our list may seem overly controlling at first, but deep down, she just wants to protect everyone, especially her son Hector. In the episode The Colossus, Gumball and Darwin visit the massive cave where Hector lives in the mountains and meet Mrs. Yondenheim, an overprotective mother who created countless rules to keep her son under control. To the boys, it all seems excessive and even a bit cruel, so Gumball ends up encouraging Hector to rebel and do whatever he wants. The problem is that when Hector loses control, he goes on a destructive rampage, proving exactly why so many rules exist in the first place. In the end, Mrs. Yondenheim wasn't a villain. She was just trying to keep her son calm and prevent the entire city from being destroyed. For years, she carried the massive responsibility of protecting both her son and everyone around him, which makes her, without a doubt, one of the most responsible and admirable moms in Gumball, even if her love comes with a giant safety manual. Jack Wilson. The next mom on our list is the kind of example no kid should ever follow, because for her, winning matters more than playing fair. In the episode The Mothers, it's Mother's Day at school, and the students are preparing sweet, heartfelt cards until Tobias starts bragging, claiming his mom is the best of all. Gumball, of course, doesn't let that slide, and it turns into a massive rivalry that ends in a challenge at the mall. Who has the better mom, Tobias or Gumball? The problem is that Tobias and his mom decide to play dirty to guarantee victory. Instead of teaching honesty, effort, and respect, she shows her son that cheating, lying, and manipulating are totally acceptable, as long as he comes out on top in the end. Rather than being a positive role model, she reinforces the worst possible behaviors, proving that being overly competitive can turn someone into one of the worst moms in the entire Gumball series. Grandma Fitzgerald. Continuing our list, we arrive at a mom who seems strict at first glance, but hides a huge heart, Penny's grandmother. In the episode The Shell, Gumball is invited by Penny for a karaoke night, but ends up discovering that he's actually attending her grandmother's 81st birthday party, with the entire family gathered together. Patrick, Penny's father, prepares special shells for Gumball and Penny to wear during the event, but Penny refuses, while Gumball agrees just to avoid trouble. Annoyed, Penny spends the whole party picking on him, pulling pranks, and taking out her frustration on him. Fed up with the situation, Gumball goes to the bathroom to remove the shell and vents his feelings, not realizing he's not alone. Penny's grandmother is there listening to everything. He explains that Penny just wants to be herself and that the family should accept that. Later, he's captured by the family, and when Gumball thinks he's about to be punished, the unexpected happens. The entire family removes their shells, revealing their true forms. The grandmother explains that the shells exist to protect the people they love, and shows that despite being traditional and serious, she accepts Penny exactly as she is, and even welcomes Gumball as part of the family. That's why she easily earns a spot as one of the best maternal figures in Gumball, proving that love and protection can come even from the hardest shells.
We're wrapping up this video, but if you love having your mind blown, this is the place to be. That's why we picked 2 great videos for you to click, watch, and, best of all, keep hanging out with us.